my fellow Americans, as Black History Month 2017 comes to a close, I am very grateful for the many wonderful opportunities to honor African American heroes, faith leaders, entrepreneurs, and the many others who changed the course of our nation. We are blessed by the lives and examples of those who have made this nation a beacon of freedom, talent, and unbreakable American spirit. This week, I had the privilege of visiting the National Museum of African American History and Culture right here in Washington, D.C. It's a new, beautiful Smithsonian museum that serves as a shining example of African Americans' incredible contributions to our culture, our society, and our history. It also tells of the great struggle for freedom and equality that prevailed against the sins of slavery and the injustice of discrimination. The work and love of the people who helped create such a masterpiece is a testament to the legacy of so many leaders it honors. I left that museum confident that together, America can overcome any challenge. There's a great quote by Muhammad Ali in the museum. "I shook up the world," he said, and that is what he did. So did leaders like Sojourner Truth, Frederick Douglass, Booker T. Washington, Martin Luther King, and so many others. They shook up the world for the better because they inspired our nation to march towards justice and freedom for all. Today and every day, I pledge to continue that march so that every American, no matter his background, no matter her background, has the chance to climb that great ladder of success. It was very special to accompany Dr. Ben Carson and his family for the first time seeing the Carson exhibit. I am proud that soon he will serve in my cabinet as the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. HUD has a very, very powerful meaning far beyond housing. It's about transforming our communities, about bringing back hope, and Ben will do a fantastic job. That's what I'm committed to doing also. I want every African-American child, family, and worker to have access to great schools, safe communities, and good-paying jobs. I want every disadvantaged child in America to have a choice about where they go to school, so important. I also want to honor and promote the achievements of historically Black colleges and universities throughout our nation. They do a fantastic job. They're not given the credit that they deserve, and they're going to start getting that credit. In order to help African Americans thrive, we're working very hard to make sure that every child can grow up in a safe community and have access to high-paying jobs. We've lost a lot of our best jobs to other countries, and this has hurt the African American community very badly. This week, I met with manufacturing CEOs. We're going to be working to bring back those jobs, and I mean really good-paying jobs. I'll be talking more about these issues in my joint session address to Congress and to all Americans next Tuesday evening. I hope you will be watching. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America. Thank you all very much for being here. We have tremendous people standing behind me, the biggest in the world in terms of manufacturing and business. Some of the people involved are Ken Fisher and Ken Frazier, Chairman, President, CEO of Merck, Alex Gorski, Chairman, CEO of Johnson & Johnson, Marilyn Hawson, and she's been very tough to deal with, but that's okay. So she's a very tough negotiator. President of Lockheed Martin Corp. Gregory Hayes, Chairman, CEO, United Technology. Andrew Livers, my friend Andrew, Chairman, CEO of Dow Chemical Company. Mario Longhi, President, CEO, United States Steel Corporation. Juan Luciano, Chairman, President, CEO of Archer Daniels Midland Company. Denise Morrison, President, Campbell Soup Company. Lee Stilslanger III, Chairman, CEO of Alti Inc. Mark Sutton, Chairman, CEO of International Paper. And Ing Thulin, Chairman, President of 3M Company. And we have made tremendous progress with these great business leaders, amazing progress. They're getting together in groups and they're coming up with suggestions about their companies and how to bring jobs back to the United States. And I think it'll be a fantastic day for the country. And we met yesterday and met with these folks and some more. Excessive regulation is killing jobs, driving companies out of our country like never before. Although I must say, I think we've stopped it to a large part, Marilyn, right?
Right.
Reducing wages and raising prices. I've listened to American companies and American workers. I've been listening to them for a long time. I've been listening to them complain for a long time. But today, this executive order directs each agency to establish a regulatory reform task force, which will ensure that every agency has a team of dedicated and a real team of dedicated people to research all regulations that are unnecessary, burdensome, and harmful to the economy, and therefore harmful to the creation of jobs and business. Each task force will make recommendations to repeal or simplify existing regulations. The regulatory burden is for the people behind me and for the great companies of this country and for small companies an impossible situation. We're going to solve it very quickly. They will also have to really report every once in a while to us so we can report on the progress and so we can come up with some even better solutions. This executive order is one of many ways we're going to get real results when it comes to removing job-killing regulations and unleashing economic opportunity. We've already issued an order which says that for every one new regulation, 2 old regulations must be eliminated. So that in itself is going to be tremendous, but what we're doing is much more than even that. Every regulation should have to pass a simple test. Does it make life better or safer for American workers or consumers? If the answer is no, we will be getting rid of it and getting rid of it quickly. We will stop punishing companies for doing business in the United States. It's going to be absolutely just the opposite. They're going to be incentivized for doing business in the United States. We're working very hard to roll back the regulatory burden so that coal miners, factory workers, small business owners, and so many others can grow their businesses and thrive. We cannot allow government to be an obstacle to government opportunity. We are going to bring back jobs and create more opportunities to prosper, maybe more than ever before in our country. We've made tremendous strides over the last short period of time. This is, I guess, we're 4 weeks into it. I think for 4 weeks I've done a good job. Would you say?
Yes, sir.
But again, I want to thank these great business leaders. Some of them are with us in the White House, and they had tremendous success. Reed and Jared and so many others in business, and they're helping us sort out what's going on, because really for many years, even beyond, long beyond Obama, President Obama, I will say that it's been disastrous for business. This is going to be a place for business to do well and to thrive. And so with the signing of this executive order, I would like to just congratulate everybody behind me. And Andrew, I'd like to thank you for initially getting the group together.
Thank you.
Really a
Thank you, Mr.
fantastic
President.
job you've done.
Thank you.
Should I give this pen to Andrew? Dow Chemical. I think maybe, right? We're very proud of this one.
Thank you.
That means a lot of jobs. Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. We'll see stories dry up like you've never seen before. So you have no idea how bad it is, because if you are not part of the story, and I put myself in your position sometimes, because many of you, you're not part of the story. And if you're not part of the story, you know, then you sort of know. If you are part of the story, you know what they're saying is true or not. So when they make it up, and they make up something else, and you saw that before the election, polls. The polls. they come out with these polls, and everybody was so surprised. Actually, a couple of polls got it right. I must say, Los Angeles Times did a great job. Shocking, because, you know, they did a great job. And we had a couple of others that were right. But generally speaking, I mean, I can tell you the network. Somebody said, a poll came out. And I say, what network is it? And they'll say a certain, let's not even mention names, right? Sure. Well, you have a lot of them. Look, the Clinton News Network is one. Totally. Take a look, honestly. Take a look at their polls over the last 2 years. Now, you'd think they'd fire the pollster, right? After years and years of getting battered. But I don't, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're just bad at polling. Or maybe they're not legit. But it's one or the other. Look at how inaccurate. Look at CBS. Look at ABC also. Look at NBC. Take a look at some of these polls. They're so bad, so inaccurate. And what that does is it creates a false narrative. It creates like this narrative that's just like, we're not going to win. And people say, oh, I love Trump, but you know, I'm not feeling great today. He can't win, so I won't go and vote. I won't go and vote. It creates a whole false deal. And we have to fight it, folks. We have to fight it. They're very smart, they're very cunning, and they're very dishonest. So just to conclude, I mean, it's a very sensitive topic, and they get upset when we expose their false stories. They say that we can't criticize their dishonest coverage because of the First Amendment. You know, they always bring up the First Amendment. And I love the First Amendment. Nobody loves it better than me. Nobody. I mean, who uses it more than I do? But the First Amendment gives all of us, it gives it to me, it gives it to you, it gives it to all Americans, the right to speak our minds freely. It gives you the right, and me the right, to criticize fake news and criticize it strongly. And many of these groups are part of the large media corporations that have their own agenda, and it's not your agenda, and it's not the country's agenda. It's their own agenda. They have a professional obligation as members of the press to report honestly. But as you saw throughout the entire campaign, and even now, the fake news doesn't tell the truth. Doesn't tell the truth. So just in finishing, I say it doesn't represent the people. It never will represent the people. And we're going to do something about it, because we have to go out and we have to speak our minds and we have to be honest. Our victory was a win like nobody has ever seen before. And I'm here fighting for you, and I will continue to fight for you. The victory and the win was something that really was dedicated to a country and people that believe in freedom, security, and the rule of law. Our victory was a victory and a win for conservative values. And our victory was a win for everyone who believes it's time to stand up for America, to stand up for the American worker, and to stand up for the American flag. Yeah, there we should stand up. Come on. There we should stand up. Okay. And by the way, we love our flag. And by the way, you folks are in here, the place is packed. There are lines that go back 6 blocks. And I tell you that because you won't read about it, okay? But there are lines that go back 6 blocks. There is such love in this country for everything we stand for. You saw that on Election Day. And you're going to see it more and more. So we're all part of this very historic movement, a movement the likes of which, actually, the world has never seen before. There's never been anything like this. There's been some movements, but there's never been anything like this. There's been some movements that petered out, like Bernie, petered out. But it was a little rigged against him, you know, superdelegate. She had so many delegates before the thing even started. I actually said to my people, how does that happen? Not that I'm a fan of Bernie, but a lot of Bernie people voted for Trump. You know why? Because he's right on one issue, trade. He was right about trade. Our country is being absolutely devastated with bad trade deals. So he was right about that. But we got a lot of Bernie support. So actually, I like Bernie, okay? I like Bernie. But I'm here today to tell you what this movement means for the future of the Republican Party and for the future of America. First, we need to define what this great, great, unprecedented movement is and what it actually represents. Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's a great honor to have President Kaczynski with us from Peru. Peru has been a fantastic neighbor. We've had great relationships, better now than ever before. And I have known him for quite a while through reading about the work that he's done, and I believe he's here to get an award at Princeton. An award for what? Explain, please.
For being an alumnus who did okay, I guess.
Yeah, did very okay. And your daughter goes to?
Alex, my other daughter, Susie, goes to Princeton.
Right, that's exactly right.
She wants to study medicine.
So, and I assume she's very proud of you getting the big award tomorrow, right?
And Alex went to Columbia.
That's great. Good students.
Yeah.
Good children. So, a very, very special man, and it's an honor to have him in Washington at the White House. And we're going to talk some business. I understand they're going to be buying quite a bit of our military, some of our military vehicles, and they are great vehicles. I just looked at it, and we're approving it, and use them well. Use them well. And if you'd like to say something, Mr. President, please.
Well, I'm happy to be in Washington. I lived here for a while. I lived in New York. We greatly respect the U.S. We have excellent relations. And Latin America needs to grow more. And we're going to talk about how to do that. Maybe you have a few ideas.
I guess I do. I guess I do. We have a problem with Venezuela. They're doing very poorly. And so we'll be talking about a lot of different things. And thank you all for being here. Thank you.